Alright everybody, this is JD. I've got a new channel going here. Background in the handgunning world, been doing and carrying handguns on my person since 1985 or 6, I don't remember. But anyway, this is a kind of video response into the whole 1911 suck kind of video James Yeager put out, which I gotta say, you know, you can say what you want about the guy. He speaks his piece, tells it like it is, and really doesn't give a crap what you think about it. And you know, I got to give him a lot of respect, whether you guys want to or not. He's got tactical response. Some guys have been through, you know, hundreds of thousands of rounds, all the training that he's done. So, you know, I don't have a problem with his statement about 1911 sucking in his particular situation. I will say that when I started out with private security, and not in a rent-a-cop capacity, just as a private security detail with an ex-Secret Service guy that had a business. And like my hair, my memory fades. It's gone. I can't remember his name now. But anyway, long story short, back then, by Georgia law, you could carry either a .38 revolver, .38 Super semi-auto, and which of course 1911 framed, or a 9mm semi-automatic. So I tried to talk myself into liking a Glock pistol, and I just didn't care for it at the time. You know, I was into the revolvers, did well back then, but I was a 1911 guy. So I went with John Browning's design and was carrying 9mm high power. You know, single action. I still have that pistol, and forever, that was the only 9mm pistol that I owned. Everything else was, you know, .357 revolvers and 45 1911s. You know, 45 ACP. So of course, you know, I fall in the 45 guy fan club. But with that being said, you know, I think it's a matter of personal preference and common sense in your day-to-day life. I mean, even though I'm a 1911 fan, that's not what I carry as a everyday carry. I've got a gun, a weapon that everybody you're just going to laugh at. My everyday carry is a Taurus PT 709 Slim, only because of what I think the 9mm cartridge has achieved, new ballistics today, and all that, and because of my job. I have to carry a very slim, easily concealable handgun. And also as a backup, I've got the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380, which for years I carried a 380. I had the old AMT backup, you know, as a personal carry backup. But the whole argument about 1911s and Glocks, or striker-fired pistols for that matter, I'm still not a Glock fan, and I believe that they are a fantastic weapon. I have no doubt about their reliability, everything else. But I will say 1911 reliability is absolutely there with a Glock 100%. James, I mean, like I said, with your expertise, hey, I respect that, and I know where your opinion comes from. But in the world out there for the common citizen, you need to use what you're comfortable with. I mean, let's face it, 1911. Cleared and checked, which I think is the stupidest thing. If you're doing a YouTube video and you have to show you cleared and checked your video, if I was to shoot myself, you sure as heck wouldn't see this video. But anyway, 1911. Only difference, there it is. That's just like carrying a Glock, right there, in my opinion. With and I compete also. I shoot IPSC, which I'll do another video about IPSC and IDPA. I'm not a fan of IDPA, but and IPSC competition and Gwinnett practical club shooting, I use a striker-fired pistol. I do have a tactical 1911 Rock Island, which I would put my life on. I've shot thousands of rounds through it and have not had one failure to feed, not one. And that's an inexpensive 1911. This is a Kimber Ultra CDP I've had for 13 years. Didn't realize how long I'd had it till I looked up the receipt. This pistol has had tens of thousands of rounds through it. Not all at one time, but over 13 years, it's had an enormous amount of rounds through it. So, you know, it's carry what you can bring to the fight and be comfortable with. I prefer a 1911 for personal carry because of the safeties. You can say a Glock has 3 safeties. I would debate that all the way to the wall and back. If you have that pistol in your hand, the only safety on that pistol, in my opinion, is your finger. If you put that finger inside that trigger guard on a Glock, in my opinion, there's no safety. 1911, you have the manual safeties. You know, this is my M&P that I shoot IPSC matches with. Cleared and checked, and you know, nothing there. Same thing. The safety is my finger. I shoot with, you know, on a squad that usually has 20, 30 guys on a squad. Not 30, let me say 20. 20 guys per squad, and they shoot a variety of handguns. This is my safety right here. In and out of the holster. End of story. You can say this pistol's got the same Glock style, you know, trigger safety deal. No grip safety. You take this pistol away from anyone, me or anybody else in a gunfight, all you need to know how to do is pull the trigger. You take a 1911, again, my personal preference, and I carry this pistol quite often. In fact, if I'm not working my daily sales job, the 709 is not my carry. It is only because of my day job. This is my carry pistol. And I have a Rock Island Commander, which is also a great weapon. You can get good 1911 pistols in the $600 range. This is obviously twice that, but again, if you take this pistol or are able to get it away from me in any manner out of a holster, and you don't know all the safeties, grip safety, thumb safety, trigger manipulation, you may not be able to use this pistol. If this pistol is hammered down, as it is now, guess what? No worky. So if they get it away from you, they don't know how to operate it, you may be able to get it back. Obviously, you don't want to lose your handgun in a battle, but it does happen. So I guess what I'm trying to say, my argument, and James had a lady interview him that she said she didn't care what you used, 1911 or not, and I really respected her for that. And at the end of her video, she said, if you feel like you need all those safeties, get a 1911. I don't feel that I need them. I think John Browning made a hell of a design, way ahead of his time. And James, you were at, I think it was Wilson, and they flat out said, a 1911 is not your entry-level pistol. It's not. And it's not for everybody. And carrying a Glock is not for everybody. My brother-in-law, who is over in Afghanistan now on his second or third tour duty, you know, police officer, they carry Glocks. He loves a Glock. And I've seen countless videos of police officers shooting themselves with their Glock pistol. So it's all about training and proper education and safety. Personal preference, what works good for you? My preference, even though I love the Smith & Wesson M&Ps far more than a Glock, and you know, I really don't carry the M&P I showed you. It is a pistol I use for competition. And the biggest reason I use it over my 1911 today is simply ammo cost. I mean, blunt, frank, to the point, it's cost ammo. My pistol shooting is way behind priority to my family's needs. So I have to look at financially what is feasible for me to shoot. And 45 ACP versus 9mm, I can get 9mm. I can get 500 rounds or 1,000 rounds for cheaper than I can get, or as cheap as I can get 45 ACP. Pretty close. Anyway, 1911s don't suck. There are quality ones out there in the $500 range, which is what you're paying for a Glock. And if you're willing to spend $1,200, there are definitely plenty of options out there. Kimber's got a great line, and there's pros and cons with Kimber's. Everything out there, Ford and Chevrolet, whatever battle you want to pick. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at on the 1911 versus the Glock thing. I think training and being able to use that weapon and take it into battle to defend yourself when needed is first and foremost. The weapon itself is secondary. It's going to be your abilities and your motor skills that are going to come into play. But anyway, that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. Not very much, but there it is. Anyway, no fancy sayings to get out of here. And I got old Billy Bob's Texas shirt on. I'm actually in Georgia, so no comment on the shirt. But James, I'll get you a video out there about a shirt. So anyway, I appreciate what you're doing for the community, man. I think you're doing a hell of a job. Love your videos, and take care. God bless.